Thank you very much.
Very welcome. Jake Paul's been a huge advocate of you. Very excited with the sign-in. I would love your thoughts. I haven't heard what you thought about Jake Paul.
Well, I think Jake Paul has been a very good advocate for the sport in general. Not in my case. I think my case stand out because I fight for the same thing as him.
Right. One of the biggest free agents in the history of mixed martial arts, signing now with the PFL. Do you think you can be a catalyst of more free agents signing here in the PFL in the near future?
I can't talk about that. I don't know how it's gonna play out for others. I don't know, because to be honest, it takes some nuts.
Right.
To be in between all this pressure. Sometimes you just feel like I want to give up. Maybe put a pen on the paper and start all this fight. Basically with the way that I have to deal with my own situation, and it's been a couple of years behind the stage, so very tough situation. So I don't think it's a situation that so many people will be willing to go after. So it's up to everybody.
Right.
It's possible. Everything is possible. Nothing is impossible if you want it and if you really think it's what you want to do.
Absolutely. Last thing from me, my man. I know you said 2024 is the first MMA bout for you. Are we going to see you in any combat aspect in late 2023?
Probably. We are working on something. Nothing has been defined yet, but we are still working on some potential boxing fight before 2024.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for your time.
You're welcome.
Francis, thanks again for the time. We really do appreciate it. I want to get your thoughts on what are some of the long-term goals that you have with PFL Africa. Obviously, it's still early on in the process, but a few years from now, what do you want to see from that segment of the PFL?
I want to see MMA in Africa being independent, not relying on promotion overseas. I want to see mixed martial artists over Africa grow up, train there, and have their own opportunity there. I want to see people stop taking risks, the kind of risk that I took in the past, just in order to potentially get to somewhere that they're gonna fight. Obviously, there is a lot of goals, a lot of dreams, which is not always fighting. But for those who are at least a fighter, we want to bring an opportunity to them and make them feel like they have it home. They don't need to go anywhere else. And from where they are, they can have a proper training, they can have a proper facility, they can have a proper organization, and just do as everyone else.
Obviously, you're here in Atlanta, and perfect timing. Obviously, the heavyweights are battling with a lot on the line tonight, trying to get those postseason spots. How do you see that main event playing out between Ante Delia and Maurice Green?
It's going to be a tough one, but I know Ante Delia is very tough, but Maurice Green been working his way up. I've been watching it since the UFC, and it's been improving a lot. So I think it's going to be a fun fight. But another one that I really keep my eye on is Renan Ferreira. I think I like his style. He's very clean. He's very sharp.
And last question for me, in terms of your first PFL opponent, like what was mentioned earlier, could you see yourself potentially facing the heavyweight tournament winner or somebody outside of the league? Talk to us a little bit about that.
Everything is possible. It could be the champion of the tournament, or it could be somebody from outside. But as for right now, I don't have a clear idea of who should be the opponent, and that's why that's also a reason why we put everything back in early 2024 in order to find the right opponent.
Thank you.
Francis, how much have you been in contact with Kamaru Usman, who has a promotion in Africa, about starting to develop that talent and what you guys can do, bring in shows to Africa?
We've always been in contact. Even before he has a promotion, we've always been in contact, talk about it, because even before that, I have a foundation in Cameroon of myself and trying to do the same thing, developing. Matter of fact, I'm going in Africa by the end of this month to inaugurate one of our facility that we opened with the partner with a partner, so it's a training facility that's going to be open for MMA athletes.
I have to bring it up. In Maurice Green's corner is John Jones, who does like to say a lot when he's in interviews about you. If you pass by John, do you think you guys will have any words?
I don't know. I mean, at the end of the day, this is just a business. I think John is on the other side and I'm on the other side. Maybe this will settle down someday or not, but at the end of the day, for me, there's nothing personal. It's a good rivalry that I really like to have with John because I think he's a great fighter. So, yes, I'm cool.
We know there's a lot of money involved, both yourself, Jake Paul. People say if they can get Francis Ngannou and Jake to fight on the same night, same pay-per-view, might be one of the biggest non-UFC events. Do you feel like you'll talk with Jake about trying to make it happen where both of you guys can fight on the same night and do big business?
I think PFL is doing a great job in that regard to like trying to put things together, and I'm sure they have think about what you're saying, and they are cooking something.
Love to hear it. Thank you.
Francis, you mentioned earlier that you're sort of in talks for a potential boxing match before the end of the year. Are you able to tell us the names that you're actually currently talking with and in negotiations with?
Well, it's not about the name that I have talked with, but what's going on. Like 3 months ago, we had a long conversation with Deontay Wilder and his team. Then apparently this potential fight with AG came out, so they say they would like to retreat and figure that out because he still want to go back on the title on the title line. So that is a fight that can lead him where he want to be.
And Tyson Fury is currently looking for an opponent. He's without one. Is that something that you would be interested in taking next, or would you need a warm-up?
It's what I wanted. It's always what I wanted, but apparently Tyson Fury is pretty good and like bouncing here and there. I don't know exactly, but I'm here and I want that fight. So whenever he really wanted, I'm here.
So you'd be happy to take that as your first boxing match?
It's been like 3 years that we've been going back and forth on social. Yes, I'll be very happy to take that fight.
Francis, speaking of Tyson Fury, did you see his comments today saying that he's talking about maybe a hybrid fight with either you or John Jones?
I have seen a lot of comments from Tyson Fury. At this point of stage, I'm a little confused. I don't know if it's like enjoying doing comment or enjoy fighting at this point, but anyway, as I said, I'm here and I'm ready. So, and my team been working on like getting in touch with him, with his team, which so far we are not there yet, but yes, we are in a conversation.
Your former boss is now pretty open to letting his champion John Jones go over. Do you think that he's maybe doing that to kind of spite you and to take a fight away from you?
Oh, that was never an idea. That was never an idea when I was in the UFC. And then now that I'm not in the UFC, I think everything is all about like how to take down Ngannou. But Ngannou stands up. Nothing's going to take me. I'm going to be here for a while.
Another name that's out there is Derek Chisora. Have you talked to him and different promoters about maybe fighting him?
No, we haven't talked to them.
All right.
Francis, hey, congratulations on your signing.
Thank you very much.
So first, let's just start here. It's 1 month to the day since you announced your signing with the PFL. How's that first month been? Can you talk me through it?
1 month since we announced, but it's been like 3 months since we have it here.
But how's that first month been, you know, with everyone knowing?
It's been cool. I mean, I was very impressed of the reaction, you know, very positive. I think it was a good thing. At first, I wanted to like maybe sort out like a boxing situation before this, you know, but the opportunity was there. They bring like a good partnership to me, and at some point, me and my team, we just like, wow, what are we waiting for? Like, this should start now, you know. So it's been cool, very good and healthy relationship, and I also feel very relieved.
Well, that's great. Speaking of that healthy relationship, standing right where you are now, a week ago was Deontay Wilder. We've already talked talked about some. He said that fighting you is something that could truly happen. Is that something that can happen inside the PFL or with the PFL's help as they've been reaching out? Or
It's something that can happen anywhere. Even in the PFL, he will be good. I think for the MMA part, he will be good in the smart cage in PFL. For the boxing side, we're gonna figure, because we were talking about like one boxing, one MMA, which I'm not really sure if that's what really the smoke that he wants. But I'm open to give him two boxing fight. You know, it's gonna be very challenging for me, but that's what I want, you know.
And last one for me, Francis. So the big names have been talked about for the boxing, Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder. Is it more just about boxing? Do you care who you're stepping in there against in the ring, or do you want it to be one of those top level names?
I would like to have like one of those big names now, but obviously there's also an option, because I'm not thinking of like just having one boxing fight, you know. So there's also an option if something doesn't work out, or dragging down, you know, to do some, I don't know, maybe some warm-up fight, something just to get a feeling of it, you know. But I'm interested of all of it. But the goal, even by taking another fight, the goal would be to get to this big fight.
Thanks so much.
You're welcome. We all good?
Can I ask you one more, since no one else does? Just, sorry, but Deontay Wilder has previously spoken about wanting to fight back in Africa, and that's, you're now chairman of PFL Africa. Are you looking in your time here to compete in Africa as well?
First of all, we are going to struck, the PFL Africa is going to be launched, like whether it's end of 2024 or beginning of 2025. By the time I might be fighting 1 or 2 times, so it's a long way to plan something about it. But obviously, Deontay and I, we've been talking about like a potential fight in Africa, mostly boxing. Next year is gonna be the 50th anniversary of Rainbow in the Jungle, and I think it's a perfect timing for us to do something out there.
That'd be fantastic. Thank you so much.
One follow-up here too. I want to get your thoughts. Like, what are some of the biggest differences between your relationship so far with Peter Murray, Don Davis, and the rest of the crew versus some of the higher-ups with the UFC? What are some of the biggest differences you've noticed in terms of your relationship with the PFL?
Haven't you noticed that? I mean, do you need me to talk about it? Oh. The relationship here is different, is healthy, respectful, you know. Do you understand that I get almost everything that I've been fighting for, that I get that? What do you want for like a different? Which kind of different do you want? No, yes, that's the relationship.
Thank you.
Do you have a message for Tyson Fury, if he's watching?
Huh?
If he's watching, do you have a message for Tyson Fury?
Tyson Fury, get the fight, bro. Sign. I'm in. Get a call. Get ready. That's all what I'm about.
Thank you.